This is the Padua Podcast Network.
Be an expert at your own health. That's what you have to do. If you want to live a long and happy, active life. Running a Fever, episode 125, bases the anti-aging supplement and NAD. So there's a lot of buzz about anti-aging now. There's a new supplement out called Basis that is based on some anti-aging research and has generated some buzz in major news outlets. And they've got some of those quotes on their website. Research started back in the 80s or 90s by Leonard Garrente at MIT. He's a biologist. And his major discovery was finding a gene that controls aging by experimenting with yeast. Found a gene that increased the life of yeast, which is a living organism, by the way. Subsequent supporting research has been done on rats as well. There are two basic substances that we're talking about here in this particular area of aging research. Sirtuins, a protein that regulates aging and other processes at a cellular level. We need them particularly to make something called NAD or NAD+. There's several types of this. Nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. Hope I pronounced that right. A required material for conversion of food into energy and other important body functions. Cellular functions, I should say. So this is an important substance, an important protein in the body, and very important in sort of like a computer chip for the body, or electricity for the body, if you will. It's important to maintain that cell health, and that's why it's been seen as a key element in these studies. NAD supplies in the body deteriorate over time. We get some of it from food, but not enough to replenish the total supply that we need and that we have earlier in life. And so this causes aging. Probably not the only cause, but it's linked to the signs of aging: graying hair, loss of hair, wrinkles, etc. And not just looks, but all cellular aging. So everything that sort of deteriorates over time in our whole bodies, because this is at a cellular level. NAD supplies in the body deteriorate over time, though some come from components like things that you might be familiar with: tryptophan, aspartic acid, and niacin, which you could take as a supplement. And then, from this comes the idea of supplementation. Well, it's a cold and windy day here at Lake Fayetteville. So I make my way around, but neither cold nor wind is going to stop me from getting out and getting my exercise and getting some fresh air and blood circulating. Even if I have to wear gloves, hats, multiple layers, that's what I'm going to do. Still snow on the ground here. Not a lot, a little bit. It's been melting over the last couple of days. So, supplementation is all about filling in those gaps, things that our body needs, but is either unable to get from food, or to get it from food would take such an enormous intake that it's not a viable option. So a couple of companies have been formed, naturally, by the scientists involved in these discoveries including Dr. Warrente. And there's probably others too. The basis is a product that I started out talking about, but there are other products. It's not the only one. That's the thing about supplements is they're not really unique. Once you know the ingredients, you can go make a supplement. So one of these was Elixir Pharmaceuticals, which is now defunct, and their idea was to develop drugs. And developing a drug is a lot harder than developing a supplement because there's regulation. No regulation at all for supplements until people start dying. And, so Dr. Warrente, years later, actually only in 2014, so just a few years ago, started Elysium Health as a supplement company. So they are the company that make this product called Basis, which is supposed to provide you enough NAD, or provide you the building blocks for NAD, to be more specific, so you can reduce the effects of aging. Elysium has already produced a product, as I'm said, capitalizing on this research basis, which is claimed to support higher NAD levels to slow the aging process. They recommend 2 capsules a day, and you can subscribe on their website for $50 a month. The thing about supplements, of course, is there's no real proof required. This is supported by research and studies, of course, but many supplements claim that. They do have some evidence of authenticity. They're certified for sport by the National Science Foundation. Now, especially, how do you know that it's successful? So, especially when you're talking about something that's supposed to improve your age, well, when do you know? It's probably going to be after you've been taking these for a really long time. So, you could obviously spend thousands of dollars during that time. And this is a big market. It's expected to be, the anti-aging supplement market is expected to be almost $125 billion annually by 2023. That's worldwide. In the U.S. alone, already in 2016, it was $42 billion. So we're talking about a very lucrative market, especially when you have a large aging population in the United States. So Elysium has done clinical trials, double-blind studies with placebo control groups. So, I don't want to say that it's not a valid thing. I'm just trying to give you my skepticism about it. It's one of the things that's kind of holding back the market is skepticism. So maybe some big discovery that would show. I think it's going to be a long-term thing, really. And by then, who knows what could change. But right now, there's a lot of articles, kind of like my podcast, saying this could be the secret to aging better. But the jury is still out. My advice is the same as, really, it always is. Don't take my word for it. Take everything I say with a grain of salt and go out and do your own research. Be an expert at your own health. That's what you have to do. If you want to live a long and happy, active life. So do the research yourself. Make your choices based on that. If you got the fever, keep it. If you don't, get it. We'll talk to you next time.